We're out here play testing the Adidas Barricade 13s. Come see what we thought. When it comes to stability and durability, the Adidas Barricade has always been it for me, and this iteration is so sleek and more modern. I was really excited to try it out, and the second I put my feet into it, I found it to fit my feet really well. So I have a medium width foot, and I thought it ran true in size, and I thought it was super supportive on the upper, and again, very stable, noticeably more comfortable underfoot, which I absolutely loved. I'm not seeing a lot of wear on the outsole of my shoe, and I have worn it for over a month now. I will say though, I did struggle a lot with the break-in on this shoe. The first week, I did have a lot of rubbing around my ankle collar. I thought it would go away after week 1. It came back week 2. I have had to wear higher socks and thicker socks anytime I wear this shoe. That was my one detriment with this play test, unfortunately. After about 3 weeks, I did finally break this shoe in, and it felt nice and comfortable, super soft underfoot. However, that break-in was really tough for me since I love the feel of Adidas shoes, and that Avocort is one of my favorite shoes and is so plush and soft. So while I love this one for stability and durability, it was rough on the break-in for me.
I really liked the previous Barricade because it offered all that stability and the durability that the line is known for, but it had a quicker break-in and was more comfortable out of the box, and this one followed suit. I found these shoes to require, for heel to toe, very little break-in. I did notice that there was a more cushioned feel in the ankle collar as well as the heel, and because of this really cushioned heel, I did find that I needed to wear my socks with the heel tab. Otherwise, the sock would kind of slip down inside the shoe, and I was kind of tugging at my sock. So sock choice was key for me. As I was running around, I felt that these shoes were very stable. However, for a slight break-in, there wasn't a need for the heel to toe flex to break in, but I did find a little bit of toe jamming initially in the first couple hours of the shoe. That started to subside after around hour 6. I am seeing very little wear in these shoes, so the durability is outstanding, and I'm really liking the comfort of the upper. I'm finding that this updated version breathes a lot better. Overall for me, I did find that there was a slight break-in as far as the toe jamming issue, but that did subside, and I'm really enjoying the durability and stability.
Like the other Barricades I have play tested, I definitely experienced a break-in period with this update, and the longer I wore this shoe, actually the better it felt. After 4 weeks, I feel like it's the most comfortable it's felt, especially underfoot. The highlights for me on this play test are the stability and the durability. I have previous ankle injuries, so I'm always looking for stable shoes, and this one definitely checks that box. As far as durability, I play tested this shoe for 20+ hours, and I'm seeing no wear, so it definitely has that Barricade quality. This is also a very lightweight Barricade for me. I thought it had good heel to toe transition, and I felt really quick on court. Like Michelle though, I did experience some ankle rubbing, specifically on my right ankle, that lasted throughout the play test, so I had to be really conscious of wearing a higher length sock. Another thing for me that I noticed was with the update, I really liked the new gel pods for the cushioning aspect. However, they did push my heel a little bit forward, so I wasn't getting quite as locked in feel, and I was also experiencing some toe jamming like Tiffany when I was doing some aggressive movements. Overall, players that are looking for that stability and durability in a lightweight Barricade should check it out. That wraps up our playtest here on the West Coast. Now we're going to check in with our East Coast location. Jofi, what were your thoughts on the Barricade?
Thanks, Britt. In my opinion, Adidas did a great job with the new Barricade 13. I was lucky enough to be on the playtest for the 2021 version, and when you look at the two shoes, seemingly there are not many differences, but actually there's a lot to talk about. First, there was absolutely no break-in time needed for me on the new Barricade 13. I put them on and went and played a full match right away without any issues. I felt very comfortable moving around. I didn't have any blisters, which unfortunately I couldn't say about the 2021 version, which did give me a bunch of blisters, and it took me, I remember at that time, it took me about a couple weeks to really get dialed in with that shoe. So I think that was a huge improvement compared to the previous version on this one. Then the next thing I wanted to talk about is just elevated comfort levels. I did feel like the heel was nicely padded with this version. which unfortunately I struggled with the latest one. Here it was super plush. I felt nicely locked in as well. No slippage issues at all. And again, no blisters. The padding continued in the tongue area as well. And I felt really great comfort all around my feet, which also translated into comfort under heel. Cushioning wise, the shoe was great. I really enjoyed the heel cushioning, and just overall comfort levels were top notch with this one. I would say that the Barricade 13 is a very high performance oriented shoe, which doesn't really focus on cushioning and plush comfort, but more about positioning you in the right way on the court and making you feel speedy by doing so. And also durability was absolutely top notch with this one. After a long play test, I barely saw any wear on the outsole. All in all, I think Adidas did a great job with correcting some of the things that the 2021 version was maybe missing. And the Barricade 13 is a great high-performance option. Thanks for watching. For more information on this shoe or any others, please go check out Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only.